Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I'm going to be doing a book review on The Covenant by James Michener. This book just deserves its own review for so many reasons, which I'm about to try to condense into a relatively short video. So first of all, this book is 1,200 pages, but it covers the entire history of South Africa from beyond eons ago up until 1980 when the book is published. Because it was published in 1980, apartheid had not yet been ended, so you don't see Mandela mentioned even once in this book, which was just really interesting to me in the sense that Mandela is such a household name nowadays. To start off with, this book follows 5 different families: Dutch, English, and Indigenous, meaning Xhosa or Zulu, a couple of Khoisan in there, etc., throughout the entire history of it. So it goes from generation to generation, and I loved that part. If it is a little unbelievable that everything happens to these 5 families. That said, there were also just some really interesting tensions in this book, such as between the Boer and the Dutch who came from Holland, or the Boer and the English, or the white man and the black man. There are so many different tensions in this book between groups that you wouldn't necessarily think. He discusses how the white people are fighting against each other, but the real enemy is the black people there, which just, it made sense for the time, but it doesn't make any sense to us now, because of course they're not enemies, we're all humans. But he did a really good job of exploring those tensions. He also did a really good job of showing the religious part of Dutch life, which I didn't realize was such a big part of their life. So that was fascinating to me. He goes through, like I said, the entire history of it, which was phenomenal, because the writing style is just so all-inclusive, if that makes sense. He brings in historians from the 20th century and what they would say about the early Xhosa or the early Zulu when we're still talking about eons ago, and the 20th century is, 600 years away. He mentions all the big parts, like 1652 when Jan van Riebeeck comes and settles the Cape Colony. He has the Boer Wars. Just everything that is important in South African history manages to be hit on the head in this book. And I loved it. There's a line in this book repeatedly about language and how if you take away language, your soul is gone. Which was a very interesting way to think about language for me. I didn't think about it that way because nowadays so many people are bilingual, but in this book, language is portrayed as a serious, innate part of your identity, and if you lose that, you've lost your soul. Specifically, the Dutch people don't want to speak English, or the Boers don't want to speak English. So I just adored this book. It is so well written. It explores the entire history of South Africa so well. From, like I said, the Xhosa and building Zimbabwe up until and through 1980, with apartheid and all the horrible acts that were enacted by the white parliament at the time. It goes through the Boer Wars and the Zulu Boer Wars, or Zulu English War. They fought both. Just everything is in this book. It is truly amazing. I gave it a full 5 out of 5 stars. It makes you think, it covers an enormous chunk of history, obviously, and just brings it all home to you while learning about a country that I don't think a lot of people know the history of. So I highly recommend this, even if it is a bit of a chunk. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button down below. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button down below. As always, I will leave my Goodreads in the down bar if you want to check out what I read. That's all I have to say about this book. That does not get too repetitive, so I will see you soon with another video. Bye.